Welcome and good morning, Cottonwood. Welcome to this edition of Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Jak Teel, the Parks and Recreation Manager here with the City of Cottonwood. And today we've got something special for you guys lined up. We've got our whole team who's going to be coming on talking to us today. And we realize that there's been a lot of challenges this year, but we're going to recap some of our highlights, some of our favorite and most proud moments that we've had in 2020. Before we do that, we also have a couple new members to our team that I'd like to introduce today. So in this first segment, we'll be talking to Julia Wright, who is our Recreation Coordinator over Administrative Services and Senior Programs. And we'll be talking to Laura Herrera, who is the city's Marketing Specialist here within the City of Cottonwood. Both have just joined our team within the past couple months, so they're new, and this is their first time on Inside Cottonwood. And we'd like to first welcome Julia up to talk a little bit about her experience here so far. So Julia, welcome and good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to turn my camera on?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hello.
So Julia, as we get started, we know that you came to us from another larger city, city of Sacramento, and one of the reasons you were chosen to fill this role is your familiarity with a couple of the systems we use and the overall job description, working in senior services before, working on the administrative side. So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you chose Cottonwood.
Well, kind of chose Cottonwood. Well, my husband had the opportunity to come out here and work in Arizona as well. So I just started looking for work out here as well. Like I said, did come from a big city, from Sacramento. Lived in Vacaville before that, and Vacaville is a smaller city like Cottonwood itself. Honestly, we're just not big city people. After living there for 5 years. So definitely that's what we were looking for, just a smaller city with a smaller like hometown feel. And this is definitely that. And we're really liking it so far. So, yeah.
Good. I know we really enjoy having you, and you brought two beautiful young daughters with you, so Cottonwood is very lucky to have them. But in your short time here in Cottonwood so far, how have you guys liked the transition?
It's actually been really smooth. As you know, we live like right next door. So going to work every day is really easy. And my husband actually has the luxury of working from home, regardless of COVID being a thing. So he's home, both the girls are at home, and, just pretty much just staying at home all day. So they're really happy to be here too. So.
Awesome. Well, I know the team was excited to get some more team members here with you and your family. Really excited to have you guys, and really excited to have your skills and your experience. I know Lisa, who we'll talk to again later, has loved your experience working with Civic Rec, and Travis Wilson, who's our sports and fitness coordinator as well, has really appreciated your knowledge and your wisdom in that service. So thank you so much for your time. And as we move a little bit further into our segment here, I'd like to talk to Laura Herrera, who is our marketing specialist. And Laura actually is a resident of Cottonwood, has been for a long time, but she went to school at NAU. So Laura, welcome, and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you chose Cottonwood.
Hi, Jak. So yeah, I'm actually from California, but my family and I moved here to Clarkdale when I was probably about 5 years old, so I consider myself to be really from here, just because this is where I remember everything, where I was raised. And like you said, I did go to NAU, where I studied strategic communication with an emphasis in public relations and advertising. And I also had a minor in Spanish. And the reason I chose Cottonwood was because I really wanted to be able to stay close to family. My entire family is here, and we have just a few relatives over in California, so I think that this is the perfect place to be, so I can easily go and visit them when I can. And like Julia, I'm also more of a small town person, so I think Cottonwood fits the bill perfectly. It's not too small. We have enough going on that it's not a boring place to be. It's really enjoyable to stay here, and I plan on staying here for a long time.
Good. I know that makes a lot of people very happy. We are thrilled to have your skill set and your knowledge aboard our team. We are super thankful that you chose Cottonwood as a place to work. Your position, though, is a little strange the way it's set up. You have multiple supervisors. That can't be an easy way to function, huh? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so basically I get to divide half my day here at the rec center, working with you and the rest of the Parks and Rec team. And then in my afternoons, I get to go down to the Old Town office, where I work more with Trisha Lewis in the economic development side of things and tourism. So it's been a bit complicated trying to keep everything in order, but I've been making it work so far. Just my planner is my best friend right now. So I'm doing good right now. Hopefully it
Good.
stays that way and it'll get smoother as I get used to the role more.
Absolutely. And we're happy to hear that you're enjoying it so far. Having to switch offices like that can be pretty burdensome sometimes, but I know that you're really good at planning out your day and time management. And I know Sandra Salas from City Hall, City Administration, really enjoys working with you as well. So we wanted to welcome both you and Julia to our team. Thank you guys for being here. And as we get ready to move into our second segment, we're going to take a break here real quick. But again, we want to thank you and welcome both you and Julia to Cottonwood and to our teams. We hope you're here for the long haul. As we move forward into our second segment, we're going to talk to the rest of the Parks and Recreation team, starting with Kayla, about some of their proudest moments, some of their favorite moments of 2020. It hasn't been without its challenges, but as we wrap up this year, we want to take a look back at all the successes and all the proud moments we've had as a department. So make sure you tune in here in a second. And again, I'm Jak Teel, your host for this segment of Inside Cottonwood. See you back here in a moment.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness. When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Welcome back, Cottonwood. I'm your host, Jak Teel, for this segment of Inside Cottonwood. And as we finish out these segments here, we're going to be talking to the rest of the Parks and Recreation team today about some of our successes that we've had this year. 2020 has been challenging for many reasons. Parks and Recreation has been no different. We've had a lot of different things go on in our department, but we've also shared a lot of great moments, a lot of fun times, a lot of laughters, a lot of smiles, and really great memories with our team. So I'd like to invite Kayla Mack, who is our youth coordinator, to talk with us a little bit about her favorite moment, her most proudest moment of 2020 as a team member of the Parks and Recreation Department. Kayla, welcome and good morning.
Good morning. So my favorite part of this year is just really kind of opening like all the new opportunities. It really made us think. I think Letters to Santa was a really good opportunity. We always were used to doing our typical Christmas programs, but this year really made us think outside the box. And I really think that that program we can do every single year, along with everything else we have going on. And it was really cool too, doing the story walks, doing Goose Chase. Goose Chase was a great way to see all of our community involved. I think we had a lot of participants in that, and it was really cool too, because when I would go over to the schools, they were also doing Goose Chase. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like a program that branched out once we started to do it. And also kind of doing the youth center and everything and being back in the office, this opportunity was a great way to get out on the fitness floor. So it's really nice being able to go out there and see familiar faces and be able to have those conversations, because I feel like prior to 2020, I didn't have those opportunities as much.
Absolutely. It gave us an opportunity to think differently on how Parks and Recreation departments function within municipal roles. And I love a lot of those programs. The Letters to Santa program is also one of my favorite. And we have to shout out our friends at Home Depot who helped us make that magical box. They helped get that delivered from the North Pole, from Santa himself. And that gave everybody an opportunity to send those letters to them. So I really did enjoy those programs too. And I enjoyed all the work you did on those programs, Kayla. Thank you so much for everything you've done and rounding out 2020 with us. The next person I'd like to bring up to talk about is Travis Wilson. Travis just joined our team not too long ago also, but he's been an integral part of what we've been doing here. So Travis, as we say good morning and welcome to you, recap your favorite moment from 2020 or your most proudest moment from this year.
Good morning, Jack. Good to be here. My proudest moment, like you said, I've only been here a couple months, so I don't have the in-depth of all the programs that Kayla had. So my first program that I was able to be a part of was the trunk or treat that we held. And the thing I took from it was a great unified team effort to put together to kind of see how the community came and enjoyed it. And kind of the community was put first. My favorite thing in regards to 2020, it's hard to think of a favorite thing during this pandemic that we're a part of. But I would say before my time at Cottonwood, I was unemployed for a little while, and it allowed me to kind of prioritize what I wanted in my life. I was able to spend time with family, which that was kind of my favorite thing. I was home at nights with them, and I was there during the day with them, and being able to enjoy the time with them, and then to kind of see what was important, whether it was I took time to work out with my wife, because that was a goal of ours, is to get fit, to get in shape, and just to feel good. So being able to reorganize your priorities in kind of a time of conflict is something I think is extremely important, and something I looked at was a good wake-up call.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Making sure you prioritize fit and family is always the number one is a smart thing to do. And you touched a little bit on our trunk or treat, which Halloween happens to be my favorite holiday. So I really enjoyed our trunk or treat too. And our concept this year was Jurassic Parks and Rec. So if you made it out to our event, you were able to see the Jurassic Parks and Rec. And Travis, you played a pretty important part. Although I may have been dressed up as Owen, the main character, I think you probably stole the show with your costume. You were the Indominus Travis Rex, I think is what we were calling you, weren't you, sir?
Yeah, I did what I could. I tried to scare cars, but I know I had to be trained well, and that came from you.
That was, yeah, we certainly had a fun time.
That way I wasn't so violent.
Yeah, we certainly had a fun time keeping the Indominus Travis Rex under control, but we appreciate you putting on that T-Rex costume for the couple hours we were out there. It started off pretty hot, and then it started getting pretty chilly, so kind of rough on both those spectrums, but appreciate you and appreciate your time. And as we close out the second segment here, I'd like to invite Lisa Wright with us. Good morning and welcome, Lisa. Recap kind of your most proudest moment of 2020. I know you've done a lot in the facility and you've been here for a very long time, so you've got a lot of different moments to pull from, and I'm interested to hear what one's your favorite.
First off, good morning, Cottonwood, and I just want to say I've always had pride in our department, in this recreation facility that we have. I recognize what an asset it is to the community, and this year I'm proud of our full-time staff and our part-time staff with all of the challenges of opening and closing, particularly part-time staff. We have asked part-time lifeguards to become guest services representatives and work in the fitness floor. And that's been the same for full-time staff. We've brought them into the guest services area, fitness area, to train everyone. And in doing so, we've been able to see some familiar faces come back. We have new people coming back. And I'm really excited to have families back in here for the first time in almost 8 months to use our indoor pool. And to me, having people back in here getting healthy and socializing, that's a big step in inspiring a vibrant community. And that's what we're all about. So I think this year we've been really successful in doing that.
I would agree, and I'm not sure that any member on our team would have any different take on that, Lisa. I think you hit the nail on the head. And I've said it, I think, in every Inside Cottonwood segment I've been a part of, that Parks and Recreation has a special emphasis on kids and families, and bringing them back into the Recreation Center was a special moment for me, as was our team. So thank you to all of you who made that effort happen. It really took a village to pull that off, and upgrading our online system to make those reservations a possibility was really a monumental task that you guys took on, and I can't thank you enough for everything. And Miss Lisa, thank you for everything you've done and sharing that special moment with us. As we break for this next segment, I'd like to thank all of our guests so far. And coming back up on this next one, we've got our additional 3 staff members. We're going to be listening from Laura again. We've got Josh Fruin closing us out, and we've got one other special guest that's going to join us for it. So make sure you tune in here in a second, and we'll see you back on this segment of Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Jak Teel. See you in a minute.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness. When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Welcome back, Cottonwood. This is Inside Cottonwood, and I'm your host, Jak Teel, for today's segment. We've talked a little about our team so far. We introduced 2 of our newest members. We heard from 3 of our members about their proudest and funnest moments this year. And now we're going to turn our attention to the other side of the group here. We're going to start with Julia Root. We heard from her a little bit earlier. Welcome back, Julia. I know you haven't been with our department very long, but in this short time, you've changed a lot of the functions that we do and a lot of the way we do our processes. Talk a little bit about your favorite, most proudest moment so far within our team.
Oh, well, definitely happy that I have the opportunity to work with you guys. Just kind of echo what Lisa had already said. Definitely just with COVID being a thing and being in quarantine, I was working at home for the city of Sacramento for 8 months. So just being inside a long time. I think being here and being able to go into work definitely has brought back a lot of normalcy in our day. So I really appreciate that. That's really cool. And you guys are definitely a great group of people to work with. Definitely probably my favorite so far. Yeah, you guys are really great people. But like I said, in 6 weeks that I've been here, not really a whole much programming that I've really been involved with, but definitely excited for the opportunity to develop the senior programming stuff, looking at some virtual opportunities to kind of jumpstart that and get that going. Definitely look forward to the trips and tours in the future as well too. So definitely excited for things to come.
Yeah, and you've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes programming work on those, creating your timelines of all those things. We met with one of the groups here locally in town to see kind of what their residents would like to do and get a voice for them. But I know you spoke, we have a virtual program that we're trying to put together. Tell us a little bit about that one right now. Virtual bingo, is it?
Yes, so definitely doing some research on that. I signed up for one through another Parks and Recreation department. That's actually tomorrow. So we're gonna hop on that, kind of see how that goes and see if it would, see if it's gonna fit with what we're looking for.
Got it. And that's something we intend to open to kind of the entire community as a whole. But our focus is going to be senior programs with Julia here. but our GoToMeeting function allows us to send that invite out to a lot of different people. So if you're interested in it, make sure you contact the Cottonwood Parks and Recreation Department. You can always find our information on the website at cottonwoodaz.gov, and then just search us under the Parks and Recreation tab. We try to update that information as frequently as possible, and Julia does a great job of getting that information updated, as does the rest of our team. So if there's something you'd like to see, reach out to Julia directly, let her know what programs you're interested in so we can get it started. It's new to everybody here within Cottonwood Parks and Recreation, but we want to hear what our community wants and see how we can bridge that gap between wants and desires and what we can do. So Julia, thank you so much for your time there. As we move forward, I'd like to bring back Laura now, and she's been here not a very long amount of time either, but she's also gotten an opportunity to work in different departments, which has allowed her some autonomy to do things differently. So Laura, welcome back, and talk to us a little bit about some of those accomplishments and things you're most proud of this year.
Well, hi again. So yeah, like you said, I think I'm probably the newest member out of all of us here. So I think the timing was pretty good for when I joined the team, actually, because it was starting to get into more of the holiday season, and I'm a big fan of Christmas. And so I was really happy to see some of the first projects I did for you were the letters from Santa, and I also did work on that flyer for the Donuts to Santa program that was planned. So I really enjoyed helping with the promotion and marketing. I just really love trying to make pretty flyers, in a sense, just to like bring it down. So it was fun getting the chance to, you know, work on the application that we sent to Santa, collaborating with Kayla on that, and then actually ended up getting chosen as having a special mailbox here in the rec center was really exciting to see, and helping the kids get their letters to Santa so that they could all get one of these guys in the mail was fun too. So I think that was probably the funnest thing that I've worked on so far, and I'm looking forward to next year to see what else we can bring to the community.
Absolutely, and I know your role is just getting started. If there's been one role that's truly been changed throughout this entire process, it's yours. But that, again, is going to change too. And as I know we move into this new year, we're going to start all of our programs back up and look at how we can get back out there, and that's going to be no small feat on your end. You're going to be tasked with a lot of things to do, but I know you're up for it. I know working with Tricia on the economic development side of things, you've got some things cooking too, and you're not just a resource for the city, you've been a resource for other organizations and departments. I know you've worked on some stuff with our Old Town Association and things like that, and I'm sure you've had a lot of fun with that. Do you have anything you'd like to include on that side of things?
Yeah, so we worked a bit with the Old Town Association during the time I've been here. We're working on updating the business map that we have down in Old Town for visitors to locate all the current businesses. So we're working on getting that up to date. And we're also working with the Chamber of Commerce here in Cottonwood as well. They're going to open a new visitor center in Old Town. So we're going to start helping promote that and getting volunteers involved. So if anyone wants to volunteer their time, go talk to Amber over at the Chamber of Commerce over there too. So that's a couple of the things we've been working on. But yeah, when I go down to work with Trish over there, we're there not just for the city, we're there to help local businesses and any other nonprofit organizations that are here that need their help, our help in getting marketing done, and we do what we can.
Absolutely, and I think you do a great job with that. What you can is a lot, and it helps a lot of people, Laura. So thank you so much for being a part of our team. Thank you for everything you do for Cottonwood, and thank you for recapping some of those fun moments. We did have a blast coming up with those programs, and to see that we were a facility selected for Santa's Mailbox program was phenomenal, and I think it is attributed to your and Kayla's work on that application and making sure those write-ups and those pleas to Santa for that box was really well done. So congratulations, and thank you so much for everything you do to our community. Now I'd like to turn our attention and talk a little bit to Josh Fruin. Josh is one of our senior members in our department now. He's been here for a couple years, and he's done a lot for us. He's directly responsible for a lot of the special events programmings we've got going on, but he took on a new role this year with the aquatic side of things as well. So Josh, welcome, good morning, and talk a little bit about some of your favorite programs.
Good morning. Yeah, so like you said, took over the aquatics part this year, so there's been a learning curve there as well, learning some of that stuff. And as Lisa said earlier, getting to bring the families back into the recreation center was definitely one of the highlights of 2020, getting the kids back in the pool and seeing them enjoy it when some of them had a tough year, and getting back to using our facility has been great. One of the things that I found most rewarding this year was getting to play a role in our Cottonwood Connected Resource program that we did. And getting to help those in the community that were in need, and whether that was distributing diapers and toilet paper to the Verde Valley Sanctuary Senior Center type nonprofits, or putting on our drive-in movie where we did the canned food fundraiser that we donated to the local food pantries. It was just great to be part of the team that was able to just help out the community and those in need, and still doing that through cottonwoodconnected.org on our website there. Really was a great experience getting to be a part of the team putting that on. And then another thing this year was getting to connect with people virtually through the Goose Chase program that we did. So the scavenger hunt throughout Cottonwood, and we were able to reach 70 plus teams throughout Cottonwood that played, whether it's from home with their family or little scavenger hunt things through Cottonwood on their own. It was great just to connect with a different group of people than sometimes we get at the recreation center. We were able to reach the schools and reach classes and families and things like that, some of which we hadn't gotten to meet or be involved with before. So those both were just great experiences and good programs to be able to put on.
Absolutely. I enjoyed helping in a lot of those programs, and I know you really took the lead on the Cottonwood Connected program for us, and our community and our leaders in our community, thank you for doing that, and the way you stepped up to be a resource and making those connections for people. You truly are a valuable member to this team and to the city of Cottonwood as a community. This entire team has done phenomenal work, and as we've gotten a chance to reflect on your guys' favorite moments, I think one of my favorite moments this year was getting my first opportunity to lead a team. As you guys are all aware, I was moved into the Parks and Recreation Manager position this past April, and I was asked to take on a team of great professionals who didn't really need my leadership, but they needed a consensus, a way to go. So I really enjoyed that opportunity you guys have given me to be that leader, to help make those connections, to make sure that we're all pointed in that one direction. And the things we've done as a team this year, I am very proud of, and I will continue to carry with me throughout my entire career. What we've done to help this community, what we've done to create the connection opportunities for our community. And as a team, I don't know, I'll echo Julia's statements earlier. This is by far my favorite team I've ever worked for. You guys are phenomenal to work with. You guys are phenomenal to work for. And I thank each and every one of you for giving me this opportunity. As we wrap up our segment today, we want to remind the citizens of Cottonwood that your Parks and Recreation Department is here to serve you. We want to make sure that you can connect with us on anything you'd like to do. So you can always visit us at our website at cottonwoodaz.gov. We've got a Connect with Us button right up in that top left corner, where it drops down for every single one of your Parks and Recreation team members, and you can email us, you can call us directly right from there, and we've got a suggestions link. So you can always click on that link, leave us a suggestion, let us know how we're doing, or there's always that old-fashioned of come into the Recreation Center, say hi, hang out with us, see us a little bit. As we wrap up this segment, on behalf of the City of Cottonwood and the Parks and Recreation team, we want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and please be safe. Enjoy the time with your family. Enjoy the time this holiday season, and make sure that you're giving back and you're living with lots of love and happiness. Thank you for your time today. This has been a phenomenal episode of Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host. Until next time, thank you. Have a great day.